So now that Evil Dead Burn has been officially released, the weekend has passed. I wanted to go ahead and rank all six Evil Dead movies, not including the Ash TV show because we don't do TV shows and movie rankings. Like I said in my review, this is definitely one of the better horror franchises. It's one I would solidify it as being in my top three favorite horror franchises now. It's one of the most consistent. It has all bangers for the most part. I mean, some are better than others. But yeah, it's definitely a great franchise, and I could see this going on for a very long time. There's gonna be some people who get sick of Evil Dead, and I really hope they don't like run it into the ground completely. But if they keep turning out movies that are so new and innovative like Evil Dead Burn, I'm gonna keep showing up. So let's go on and get into this ranking, starting off with number six, which is Evil Dead 1981, and this was one of Sam Raimi's and Bruce Campbell's first movies ever made, and look, really enjoy this movie. It is great on a practical effects level, on a scare level. There's a scene with an ankle that is just sticks in your brain. Here's my biggest issue with this movie though, is it is definitely the first of a series, and it doesn't like do it in a way that's just the first that's just like pure knockout. They are still trying to figure out what the kinks are in this universe, what can work, what doesn't work. And they do try to go for a little bit more of a serious tone. Now there's some more gags in this movie than the other serious ones, but it's mostly trying to play it straight. And that's where it kind of fails for me. Makeup here is great though. They don't really push Ash to where he eventually becomes later, but it's because they're just starting out. Like it makes sense. It's just I like my I prefer what Evil Dead is now than what it was when it first started. I still recognize this is a great classic movie. It's just not my favorite in the series. Next up is Evil Dead Rise, and ever since I saw this movie, I was like, "Oh, that was insanely violent, but not amazing." I don't know. I love this movie, really enjoying it, but also not loving it. Um, I'm still the same way with this movie. I just rewatched it a couple weeks ago, and while I love the opening scene is amazing. I really don't really connect that much to the family stuff. But then again, you do feel bad eventually. It's just I didn't connect with them as a family unit. Besides that, the mom here is great. Like she is a great Deadite. And even before that, like she's a very relatable character. And the sister here, she is also really good. And you really buy the little Ripley dynamic she has with her niece, which I guess gets ruined in Evil Dead Bird, but whatever. My only issue with this movie though is the fact that, well, besides like the family stuff, it does try and go way too Evil Dead 2, when in my opinion I feel like it just should have done its own thing. I mean, hell, you have an Evil Dead movie in a freaking apartment building. It's gonna be fun, and this movie is definitely fun. Next up is Army of Darkness, and I love this movie. It is definitely an acquired taste though, because it is so goofy. It's so much of a departure from the rest of the series that when I was showing this movie to my friends and my girlfriend, they were like, "What is this? This is not Evil Dead." And I'm like, "Look, that's the point. That's why I love it." And I will still stand by that. I love this movie. I think it's a great time. It is so goofy, so Looney Tunes, and so departed from Evil Dead, but it earns its place in the series by being so different, and you get just this huge tonal whiplash when you watch all these movies and then you hit Army of Darkness and you're like, what is this? This is odd. And a lot of people don't dig it for that reason. I really do. I like how goofy it is. I like how silly it is. I prefer Evil Dead to be a little bit more of a blend between serious and goofy, but this is definitely a really good time, and Ash is one of my favorite final girls in every movie. He is perfect, honestly. Next up is the latest Evil Dead movie, and that is Evil Dead Burn, and this was a really good time. This movie, like how I described it in my review, it grabs you by the throat. It just does not let go. It really doesn't. Like, when you're watching this movie and you're like, okay, that's gonna be the gory scene. Okay, no, that's the gory scene. Please stop hitting her with that, whatever that is. Please, sir, you've already done it 12 times. And the movie just keeps getting more and more and more. And it does get to a point to where it does assault your senses at a point because you're like, we're seeing so much graphic imagery. It's so not even that. There's a dinner scene in this movie, which I didn't mention in my review, that it had me on the edge of my seat. It was really well done. And I love the way this movie explored abuse, and I really wish that it would have done it more, but it's an Evil Dead movie. I'm kind of happy to at least tackle that issue in a really realistic way. Well, as realistic as you can be with Deadites. But yeah, this was a really good time, and I was really surprised by it because while I was looking forward to it, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. I really, really enjoyed Evil Dead Burn. Next up is Evil Dead 2013, and this is definitely a great time. I just rewatched this movie a couple weeks ago in preparation for Burn, and yeah, no, this still holds up. It is definitely a reimagining of the original, but it brings forth new characters that are so enjoyable. Well, one really new character, which is Maya, and she is a great, and I do mean a great final girl. I love this character so much. Fede Alvarez, for all his faults with the Alien franchise, really does make a great Evil Dead movie because, like Burn, it does assault your senses at points, but its story is a lot more focused here, and that's why I give this the edge over Burn. Is it's a lot more focused. There's so many scenes in this movie that really work, that are really fun, and it's not like just the serious Evil Dead. No, there's still some goof, there's still some camp. There's always going to be some kind of goofy stuff in these movies, which is why I appreciate them. And yeah, this one's still really great. I love the ending with the sky raining blood, and it's a great time. It really is. And of course, number one is the classic Evil Dead 2 or Evil Dead 2 Dead by Dawn. This is where Sam Raimi and company perfected Evil Dead, and they have not let go of this high ever since in a great way. It is so good because you not only have a really good looking movie, you also expand the lore, and it's kind of why it does feel more like a remake at the first. It doesn't at the same time because it is so hell-bent on this being goofy in parts, and also it can get really scary. It's just a really good time. I love Ash in this. He's perfect. Bruce Campbell is acting this role to death, and it is so well done. I love the direction here. I love what this series became after this and what this movie started, and it is just truly a great movie. It has literally no faults, in my opinion. It is one of my favorite films ever made for that reason. Yeah, Evil Dead 2, still the best one in the series. It probably will always will be. But yeah, it's definitely a great movie, and it's my favorite out of all of these. So tell me in the comments below what you guys thought about Evil Dead Burn, and what did you think about my ranking? Are you looking forward to? Because apparently in a couple years we are getting another Evil Dead movie with Evil Dead Wrath. I just really hope they don't burn this series to the ground, no pun intended. But I had a great time with Evil Dead Burn, and this is definitely one of my favorite horror franchises of all time now. It is just that good. So tell me in the comments below what you guys thought, and I will see you next time. Take care.